What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today a little different. We're talking about metals. Specifically, I'm going to take a look at silver, which achieved a new all-time high today, gold as well, but more specifically copper. And I'm not sure if you've looked into this already, but I found a few posts which will make you think about copper definitely. So stay tuned. Be sure to watch towards the end of the video. I have a couple of free surprises again, but this one you will want to watch. All right, so here we are. I found this post and this perfectly encompasses basically what I think will happen. Alert. Copper is gone. The world's largest online bullion exchange has completely sold out of copper. So not paper contracts, not future, physical copper. And nowadays we use copper in pretty much anything. Every single house we build, every single device we create, every single EV, microchips, PC parts, everything uses copper to a degree. And this is exactly what happened with silver as well. Physical dries up, premium spike, paper prices lag, and then it hits. And then we start seeing that huge movement. I also believe that this is why Donald Trump is focusing on grabbing land so much. I don't think it's his own idea for all that matters. I think he's being guided by certain people. But with copper, silver, gold becoming more and more rare, and oil as well, even though we're moving towards a more sustainable future, etc., oil is still very heavily used in all industries. So every single material we need is going to be needed more in the future, and exponentially so. Humanity is still growing, and humanity is growing exponentially. And every single person uses a phone, uses a computer, uses a car. And every single one of those devices requires more metals, precious metals like silver, gold, and copper. So, grid expansion in the Netherlands, it's now very dire that companies cannot even purchase an electrical connection to start running companies. There's a waiting list for like 10 years, if not longer, in order to be able to get more power to apply to your business. So they're going to need much more copper, and it's going to become much more expensive. So this is very likely. This is relatively new. Honestly, it is the first few rumors I found of this, but I think it's very plausible. I've done a video about this in the past as well, where I talked about the future of investing, where I think AI, data centers, etc., the whole supply chain is going to need much more materials. And if we take a look at, let's first look at silver. I mean, on the daily, I mean, this is one of the biggest assets in the world. Look, this isn't crypto. Like, let's blink out the indicator for a little while. I mean, look at that. That is an amazing run on silver. So from the start of 2025, basically December 2024, that is over 200% on one of the most vital materials in the world. Silver is used a lot in processes, in chips, etc. I've named a few. And I mean, gold is doing something similar. Gold is hitting another all-time high even today. And it's not looking like it's slowing down. Maybe possibly at around the 5K mark is where we might see a little short-term correction. But I mean, even on gold going parabolic. And as much as I like to talk about crypto and gains on crypto and Bitcoin, etc., the last year, crypto is one of the worst performing assets because of this scarcity. And even though Bitcoin itself had relatively okay run, all the other altcoins basically had a horrible year. But materials, stocks, everything AI related did amazingly well. I had over 300% return on Nvidia. I had an amazing return on Intel, AMD. I had Silver Trust shares, which are up way almost 200%. So I think this is not the end, because the shortage is not done. So basic supply and demand would dictate that other metals go as well. And I haven't pulled up the charts yet, but I've checked platinum as well. Platinum is also up over 100% on the year. So To me, it makes sense that copper will start to follow. So copper is still relatively trading in a band. So it is very much adhering to the indicator that I've used. It's called Crusader Signals, by the way. I'll post a link to it in the description below, and I'll post it in the comments. I've talked about it on the last couple of videos. It is for day trading, for swing trading, for 15-minute trading, etc. It is a very good indicator. You can see how accurate it is. The only reason it's not as accurate on silver is because this is based on technical analysis as any indicator, and this is a fundamental thing. So a fundamental shortage is pushing this. And I think it's very likely that copper will follow this. As we all know, copper is relatively rare. It's literally, I can even, if I have copper, when I remodeled my house, I pulled out copper pipes out of the walls, and I was able to just drive to the local recycling plant and they paid me for it. That's how rare it is. Normally they wouldn't do that, but they take anything like electrical cables, copper pipes, whatever you have, you can just go there and supply it. And it actually paid quite handsomely even at that time. So I think it's logical that we will see this happen on copper as well. And I heard the same rumors on silver at the time. Someone tipped me off, and at the time I was a little bit skeptic. I was a little reluctant, so I was more focused on buying crypto at that time. So I bought more crypto rather than buying more silver, and now I'm kicking myself that it didn't heed his warning. But I'm not going to miss this out on copper. I'm definitely going to buy a bunch more copper, and I think the fact that it's now tradable as well as a CFD, I think that's very telling, and I think it's going to have that momentum, that same run. And the fact that Twitter is now talking about it, and this is from January 18, so this is even 2 days ago, but it's not the only message. So buying copper in 2026 is like buying Bitcoin in 2009, and I think we can have a very big run on copper. And this is telling. Like, if you cannot buy physical copper, it's all sold out. I think that's very telling. And if the supply is out and the demand stays the same, people are going to start overbidding. People are going to start buying on open market. And now that it's tradable as CFDs, people are going to buy those CFDs, and people are going to start longing it. So we got in before gold went parabolic and printed. We got in before silver got parabolic and printed, and now eyes are all on copper. So a target for $30 to $50, I think doable. I think it's doable. It hasn't had that massive run. Yes, it's up over the last couple of years. It has grown, which is normal for a material to do. But at like worst case, it keeps doing that. It keeps slowly growing instead of fast growing. So I'm definitely moving into this. I'm not exactly sure which stocks or which ETF, or if I'm just going to buy or trade or leverage trade even the CFD. So I'm not 100% sure on that. I am a little bit exposed through an ETF, REMX, which basically has precious metals. I'm fairly certain they have copper in their portfolio, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll have to double check, but I'm definitely going to look into buying a little bit more on this. It does look like we are dipping on the daily, so honestly, I think this could be a nice entry. Maybe wait it out to see if we get another correction on this like this. So if we get another bounce towards this medium here, possibly here, would be a very good opening. But I'm probably going to spread my entries. Like, I'm going to buy a little bit here and try to catch that wave down. And I think like anything around $5 is an amazing price. But honestly, 80 cents difference isn't that much. So yeah, it's 10%. But if we're looking at where we can go, I mean, you can calculate that. That is a massive, massive difference. And yeah, I'm very interested to see how this goes. And I've said it before, every single thing connected to the whole need for computing power, the need for microchips, the basic need for products, that's going to drive the investing future as everything becomes more rare. So this aligns perfectly with the earlier video edit. This aligns perfectly with the vision I have. And you can say the same thing about Bitcoin technically, because let's grab Bitcoin really quickly. I mean, Bitcoin is today it's down. We're massively down. I think it's also pretty much because of the whole warmongering, the whole Greenland thing. It's not going to instill confidence. We could possibly actually face a much bigger crash. I have also been saying this in all my last videos, where basically this situation isn't good for anyone, and it's going to instill fear. And I do think that is the moment where we need to strike, where we need to start buying. But if we do go down massively, that's when we need to move. But I think buying Bitcoin in the 80,000s is a good buy for the long term anyways, because we will outlast Donald Trump most likely. And as long as we keep that long-term vision in our minds, we can keep going, we can outlast them. The only downside is, for me personally, I think the Netherlands are going to implement some horrible tax plan, which will cause me to have to keep selling and buying, or moving my money somewhere else, or possibly emigrating. So I'm not 100% sure on that yet, but for now, I'd say I think Bitcoin is at a great price. I've said it before, buying Bitcoin around 80K will be a good price. If we do go towards that 85K, obviously that is a good buy as well. We know we can hit this. We know we have hit 125K. I think naturally, as inflation rises, as money is printed, more monies will flow into markets. We'll start seeing growth on Bitcoin. Altcoins, obviously, I have a lot of bets on altcoins as well, but they are bets. They aren't the main holdings of my entire portfolio. So yeah, I'll take a little bit of a hit if we do go lower, but it's a matter of just keep holding and buying a little bit over the long term. Bitcoin, similar plan. Just keep holding what I have, keep buying a little bit more as low as we go. I do think now is the time to be conservative, or if you're a shorting trader, you could try to grab a little bit of shorts and possibly use this indicator. Link down in the description below. Apparently it has a 90% win rate. I've been using it more as a place to time my buys and sells on my investing journey, basically. So I'm more long-term than short-term trader, but it is very good. You can use the link in the description below. You go to a video where I explain more about it. So yeah, feel free to check that out. Oh, and I was talking about a few free stuff. So I have a link to BitUnix. This is my personal exchange I use. I think it's one of the safest ones. It's one of the most customer-friendly ones. It's also has isolated margin trading, which I think if you are a margin trader, you should 100% use isolated margin, because it protects you quite considerably. It doesn't blow your entire account when something goes wrong, especially during those times where we have massive spikes. And I still talk to people every day that forget a stop loss and they end up getting wrecked completely. So they lose thousands of dollars, and isolated margin at least protects you from losing your entire trading balance. So honestly, check it out. There's over 10K of freebies if you join, and if you deposit, you get deposit bonuses, trading bonuses, etc. And if you don't like it, you can always leave, and maybe if you do make a little bit of profit with that free cash, you can withdraw that as well. So it's free cash, it's free. Check it out. If not, also fine. And I have a completely free Discord platform where I talk about metals, a lot more than on my crypto channel, of course, but I talk about metals. I talk about where I'm looking for investment options, and obviously I also talk about crypto, and I talk about general market situations. And if you want to ask me anything, you can do that in that Discord as well. So it's free. There's a lot of like-minded people in there. If you want to engage, want to talk about what a crapshoot the world is in right now, feel free to join that. If you have comments about copper, I'd love to hear it, by the way, because I only recently got into the whole copper idea, so I'm still looking at angles. So if you have more information on copper, if you have a certain plan for copper, feel free to share it. Or if you want to ask my plan on copper, feel free to ask that as well. All right, so I'm going to close out this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. If you want to do me another favor, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Peace.